Hello. So in today's class of cloud computing, today we will study here about the community cloud model and the network as a service. So first of all, we'll study here about the community cloud model. So we have been studying here about the various types of cloud models. So now we have another model here, which is your community cloud model. So that means, as its the name implies, the community cloud. So this community cloud system allows, or we can say that this deployment model of cloud computing here allows systems and services to be accessible by a group of organizations. That means there are certain organizations which have same requirements. You can say they have certain same requirements here. So they belong to a one particular community here. So there, for that purpose, we will have here a model here which will be delivering these services to that particular group of organizations. So that means these organizations here are belonging to a one particular community. So this community model, this community cloud model here will allow the various systems in that uh, and services in that model to be accessed by the group of that organization. So that means the infrastructure here is shared between several organizations from a specific community. That means we have a specific community here. So the specific community will here share the infrastructure. Specific community has several organizations. So they are here sharing that particular infrastructure. So that means the setup here is mutually shared between many organizations that belong to one particular organization, like your banks and your trading firms. So that banks and trading firms here belongs to one particular community. So they can share here the infrastructure. They're belonging to one community here. So like you have here this model with certain system servers and applications which can be here shared. So that means these will be shared by here the by organization one, and these resources can be here shared by the organization two, and there can be multiple organizations having the same interest, mutual interests here. So we can say that this community cloud model here is a multi-tenant platform. So this model here is a multi-tenant platform. That means it is here supporting a number of tenants here. That means it is allowing here several companies to work on the same platform, given that they have similar needs and concerns. That means the various organizations have similar requirements, and this is a platform here for various organizations. Now if we just take an example here. For example, several organizations may require a specific application that resides on the one set of cloud server. That means there is a cloud server here and there is one particular application. That application here is residing on this cloud, and it is required here by many organizations. So instead of giving each organization their own server in the cloud to access that application, what we can do, it allows this platform here allows multiple customers to connect into this environment, and their sessions here are logically segmented. That means this application here is like required by number of organizations like this. So instead of giving them a separate server to access that application, what we can do, we can provide them, or we can connect into this environment. How? Because we can logically segment their session. So this is the key here for community cloud, that it is belonging to a specific community. They have a similar needs and concerns, and we can provide that environment here to these multiple organizations here, but with logically segmented sessions here. So that means each one of them is accessing these servers, or we can say that everyone is accessing these applications, but having different sections here. So that is what it makes it a community cloud model. So now after that, we have certain benefits here associated with community cloud. The very first benefit is that it is a cost effective solution to serve multiple organizations. It's a very cost effective solution here. Second is that it allows here sharing between organizations. That means it provides an infrastructure to share cloud resources and capabilities of the sharing between various organizations here. Third thing is that, as this is a sharing platform, but this is here more secure than your public cloud. Now, with certain benefits, there are also some issues here with your community cloud model. So, as here all the data is hosted at one location, so one must be careful in storing the data in the community cloud, because it might be here accessible by others. So the second issue which is related here with the community cloud is that it is here challenging to allocate the responsibility of governance, security, and cost, because it's in a sharing platform. And as we are saying that this is a multi-tenant scheme here, so this allocation of the governance is a little bit of difficult task here in your community cloud model. So this was here about your community cloud model. Now next what we have here is your another service model, which is your network as a service. Network as a service. Now, we have started studying about infrastructure as a service, platform as a service, and like software as a service. So each one of them is providing like your infrastructure as a utility, then your development platform, and then various softwares, or we can say there's applications as the utility over the network. Now we have here the next thing as network as a service. So this network as a service allows us to access the network infrastructure directly and securely. So that means this service model here is providing network as a utility. That means network will be delivered here as a service. So that means the scheme here is offering network as a utility here, as a service here. So what this service model is doing, this is basically using the virtualized network infrastructure to provide network services to the customers. That means they have to provide network as a services, so they're using here certain virtualized environments to provide that service. So this is typically here based on your pay per use model. So first of all, it is being delivered here network as a utility and Second thing, it is your pay per use model. So now network as a service, that means it has to deliver network. So what it includes? It here includes your VPNs, which is a virtual private network here. After that, bandwidth on demand. All your network resources will be offered here by your network as a service. Virtual private networks, bandwidth on demand, custom routing, multicast routing, security firewalls, intrusion prevention system. So that means these network will be here catered by this service model, providing you these capabilities. So, like one example here for your network as a service could be like your mobile network virtualization. For example, if we talk about mobile network virtualization, so this mobile network virtualization is a model in which a telecom manufacturer or independent network operator builds and operates a network, which could be a wireless or it could be a transport connectivity. So this is a model in which your particular network operator or your manufacturer here sells their communication capabilities to the third party. It means they are providing here the communication access. So that means what they're just doing here with this mobile network virtualization is that this sells their communication access capabilities. To the third party, commonly which is your mobile phone operator. So that means they here charge here by the capacity utilization. So basically, your mobile network operator is a service provider which just doesn't own the spectrum of wireless network infrastructure, but it is providing the services over that. So that means your uh, mobile network virtual operator offers the communication services using the network infrastructure of an established network operator. That means it is just delivering her services over that existing network system here. So, how it will be delivered? Your network as a service. So if you're just using this mobile network or you have like your bandwidth on demand or whatever like your VPN, so what you have to do to use this model, to use network as a service, the consumer is just required to log on to the web portal and he can get online APIs to customize the route. So that means when he log on to the web portal here, gets the application programming interface so where he can customize the route. So in turn, what the consumer has to do, the consumer has to pay for the capacity you have used, or capacity that customer has used. So this is also like your pay per use model here, in which the network is being delivered here as a service to the customer. So the advantages of your network as a service. Independence. Each user is independent and can segregate the network. That means he can sit apart from rest or from each other. That means two customers can be apart from each other. So this is offering here independence of usage. After that, we have bursting. That means customers only have to pay for high capacity. That means from normal, this bursting here will be different. So customer have to pay for high capacity network only when required. After that, it provides here ease of adding new elements. So with this, there are certain other open models which helps to reduce the operational cost. After that, it here provides isolation of customer traffic. That means customer traffic is logically isolated. So independence, bursting, ease of adding new elements, and isolation of customer traffic. So these are the advantages with your network as a service. So today we have just studied here about one of the cloud models, which was your community cloud model, and a service model, which is your network as a service. So this is all here for today's class. Thank you so much.